Good morning from New Zealand. We're going to be going to Hobbiton here soon, and we have a lot planned for this exciting day, so stay tuned and let's go view Hobbiton.
Now the rain stopped.
Yes.
Only
When you there's a bag, yeah? Is that it?
large and medium.
Film survives, but the sets and the costumes and the props that you make, they all just get thrown away, and so I'm delighted that Hobbiton has managed to survive, and I'm really pleased that you're taking the time to visit it, and I hope that you enjoy yourself. It's been years ago that we were flying around in a helicopter and found the Alexander farm from the air, and it, for some reason from the air it looked right, and when we landed it was absolutely perfect, as I'm sure you'll see. And especially to Russell, who has been the greatest business partner to have, and as you'll see yourself.
Cool. Nope. So stay on the path, there will be houses later. Are you guys tour guide? Yeah, I'm a something. Right everybody, welcome to the vegetable. Yep. To make the outer creation, then they used an auto wreckers in Matamata, and then the Dusty Haven team out the back here, they did all the construction of all the hills with the help of the New Zealand Army. As we walk around everybody, you'll see the hobbies of this hobbit house. What's the hobbies of these hobbits? Chess, yeah, so this is the chess masters. So hobbit houses have jobs and hobbies. See what jobs and hobbies you can spot as we continue on the path. Right, are we all good, sweet as? Right, let's march on, as the French would say. March on! March on! What's the hobbies and jobs?
Fisherman.
Yes, this is the fishmonger's house. I say fishmongers because male and female all included in that. Rod and reel above the door, fish on the mailbox. Real looking fish. So things are made here to look real looking or real. Okay, we don't use fake or artificial because we have a whole behind the scenes team. Even the little waiters, catch of the day, and fish and paper ready for market. Good work. Right, follow me. So this is a 20% repeated scale hobby house. I'll just jump Stevie on top of that. No. So this is the baby of them all. Got real looking ducks here as well. Real looking ducks. Welcome to the middle class area of Hobbiton, known as the Dell, a self-sufficient community of 7 hobbit houses, and yes, that is a real duck. This is actually the Frogmorton Pond, and you might be able to try some Frogmorton ginger beer later. And this is the Sackville Orchard, apple cider, alcoholic. You might be able to try some of that later. There's also one eel in this lake. You want to know what his name is?
What's his name?
Elijah Wood. Cool. Stevie wouldn't have said that. Right, look at this beautiful weather.
It got really nice.
Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah,
Perfect sunlight coming right down.
I'm drying out. It's always like this at Hobbiton.
It was cold on Wednesday.
Oh my god. Well, when it was raining, it was real cold before, and then coming on the bus, I was sweating. I was like,
That's why we got these coats.
yeah. Oh, I've got a merino jersey under here, then I've got shirts. So. But the other one had a wet weather gear on. Right, our friends here, because they've been here before, they're going to tell me who lives here.
Oh, Sackville Baggins is Lobelia.
Yeah, this is Lobelia Sackville Baggins' house. Nice. He's our other tour guide. So she is known for stealing the silver spoons and silver cutlery across the trilogies. And in time, after Frodo and Bilbo go with Gandalf and all the elves to the never-ending story, she inherits Bag End. She always wants it. And like when Bilbo is sort of, alive, she's like, yep, that's mine. And then he adopts Frodo, because Frodo's parents drowned. I always say drowned here because of storyline. Frodo's parents drowned on the Brandywine River, so Bilbo adopted Frodo. Okay, and she was a little bit disgruntled because she goes, that is my house in time. So this is Lobelia's house. Okay, right, follow me everybody. Okay, so the local town drunks is up here. Here is the local town drunks house. See the bottles on the table, bottles on the barrel, overgrown garden, hammock in the trees? That is the local town drunk's house. Every town has one or many. You don't have to admit to anything because you're in reality right now, in fantasy right now. Right, follow me everybody.
You don't know who it is, it's you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, no questions asked and judgment passed. What happens on tour stays on tour. Right, now there's a job or hobby behind me. What does this family do for a job?
Honey.
Honey maker, right. Is it real honey that is in these jars?
Yes, it is.
Is it? How do you know?
It's like, this is fresh or...
Because it's moving. The honey is moving in there, believe it or not. This is real honey they use in the jars. Because honey never expires. But are the hives on the hill real or real looking?
Real close.
Real looking.
Real close.
Yeah, so they're all real looking because we believe in swarms of people, not swarms of bees, for health and safety reasons. Right, okay, follow me everybody. Look at the life there, just floating on the lake. Sometimes they come right through here and just dive into the lake. Right, everyone sweet as? Right, we're just going to have some deep breaths. Because we're about to head up the high road, the Hobbit Mount Everest. Now there's a green door up there. See the green door? Now our buses are green, our umbrellas are green, even our ticket holders are green. Everything is green, including our grass. So, who lives at the green door?
Baggins.
The Baggins. Okay, so Bilbo and Frodo live up there, and the location of that house is called?
Bag End.
Bag End. Now that's the most famous and wealthiest of all that house. Number one reason why they're very famous. So Bilbo's father, who was a Baggins, he built Bag End for his lovely wife Belladonna Took. Now Belladonna Took was very wealthy. So you know what Bilbo's dad did? He used her money to build that house for her. But then they re-established their wealth after the Hobbit, when Bilbo went on the adventure in the Fellowship with the dwarfs 2, and he got 1/14 of the share of treasure after taking out Smaug the Magnificent or Terrible, depending on how you look at it, and he bought it back. Now the path going at the top of the hill and out to a place called the Burrows, 5 hobbit houses out to the right, it was filmed for 3.5 seconds. And Bilbo returned after the Battle of the 5 Armies, and he was like, hey, that's my table. Now the person that was carrying the table was actually one of the tour guides as a background extra. 5'5" and below was the criteria. Slightly round, big smile, and looked like a hobbit. Cool. So that's a little bit about that area. So we're going to head up to this hobbit house up the top, known as the Bakers, and we're going to have a selfie there. Or in Hobbiton we call that an Alfie. Right, are we ready for the adventure up the Hobbit Mount Everest? Ready. Let's go. Yes, I'm trying to throw in a couple of new facts.
We appreciate it.
No, that's good.
Money.
As you do, though. Eh? As you do. I'd be the same if I was travelling in another country.
Yep. Nice 30-hour trip.
Yeah, you only live once.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, look at all these hobbits. That's our behind the scenes tour. It's a 4.5-hour tour. So they go there and in behind the area by the technical car park.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they get a big feed in between.
Is that part of the night tour?
No, so that's the day tour, and then you got the evening banquet tour, which is the night tour, yeah.
Do you book that just on the website?
Yep.
Okay.
And all the different experiences.
Have to do that next time.
Yeah. Yeah, behind the scenes is amazing. Oh, the evening banquet, I'd go there first. And then the behind the scenes if you have another time. So this is the path they used, and all the hobbits were carrying all the furniture down. So this is the Burrows out to the right. So what you'll see over there, they are not hobbits. Those are people like you. They are experiencing the behind the scenes tour.
Yep.
Been turned off for a few days. I'll become a thicker.
I pay you the big bucks.
Big time. Well, I could always pay more. You know why the hobbits broke into the bakery?
I do that.
Good Frodo. Right, you can grab a selfie here. Come and have a look at the bread. Real or real looking? Real or real looking?
Why not using the view?
Real or real looking? So see the local town drunks down here? See the local town drunk? The hydration station. Here's your first hobbit house. Right. Things on the horizon. No power lines. A lot of sheep. 13,000 on this farm. 300 cows to reflect the English countryside of Tolkien's world. David Comer, the location scout, saw a pine tree for Mr. Bilbobaggins' 111th first birthday party. The body of water, known as the Bywater, and this naturally raised hill where they could put a tree on. Now that tree there, we're gonna talk about that tree, but the original tree was actually not that tree. Because remember in the video, after the filming of The Lord of the Rings, everything was torn down and returned back to a sheep and beef paddock, more or less a farm. So they went to another family farm in that direction, cut down another tree, 26 tons in weight, in many pieces, put a steel rod up here, and then re-put that tree all back together like a big puzzle. Nutted and bolted it back together, wire ropes out the side to hold it in place, because up here we have like 4 seasons in 30 seconds. And they wired on over 200,000 silk leaves from Taiwan by hand with artificial acorns. Okay, and also a wire rope from the back, and it leans right over the green door. And then after filming, they took that down, started to take the Hobbit house facades of 39 of them down, but then it started to rain. So they left 17 Hobbit houses in the grass and said, we're going to come back another day. But they never came back and the sheep moved in. So there were these random Hobbit house facades in the grass that were made out of untreated timber and polystyrene, and then that was really the end of the Lord of the Rings. Until, and I'm going to tell you a funny story, I worked this off our colleagues the other day, found it out. So Ian Alexander, Russell Alexander's dad was doing some business on the farm. He was on his motorbike and he was coming down the paddocks and he saw this guy, a wanderer, and he goes, "Hey, what's this guy up to?" And he goes, "Hey buddy, what are you doing on my private property? You all good?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm all good. I'm looking for where they filmed the Lord of the Rings." "Oh yeah, okay, jump on the back of the bike. I'll take you to the party tree or the pine tree." So he dropped this man off at the bottom of that tree. He goes, "Hey, do you mind? I'm just going to go and do my sheep and beef business and I'll get you in a couple of hours." He goes, "Yeah, no, that's fine." And then he come back 2 hours later, Ian Alexander, Russell's dad, and he goes, "Hey, what the heck? There's a guy dressed up as a wizard singing and dancing around the party tree." And so the Alexander family said, "Right, we better have a meeting. I think we'll start some tourism here." So the Dusty Haven crew out the back quickly painted up 17 doors in white paint, placed them randomly in the grass. The tree that had been cut up, somewhere in that direction, had a fence around it. This was the tree on Bag End. And then they started to take people on tours, including sheep shearing and bottle feeding the sheep or the lambs. And that's how tours began. Now they expected maybe a couple of hundred, 1,250 people turned up in the first year, and they're like, "Ooh, tourism, hey, let's go." And then that was sort of it for a while. Okay, that was in 2002. Then in 2008, New Line Cinema knocked on the door saying, "We want to film The Hobbit here now." So the Alexanders had another family meeting. Okay, if you rebuild the film set with permanent materials, roofing, macrocarpa, brick, plaster, props, build bigger paths, plant 30,000 trees, 2.8 kilometres of Barbary hedge, then we have a deal, and hire James as the tour guide. Just joking, that never happened, because I've only been here 9 months. So that sort of signalled the beginning of the Hobbiton movie tour experience. Now you're all part of history. If you come back 4 or 5 times, you have to apply to be a tour guide. Okay, right, let's go. It isn't real, yeah. So how do you know? What's the clue? If you look at it right now.
The leaves.
The leaves are very, very, very green.
The leaves are very, very green, and look at all the green leaves on the other trees. So yes, the artificial leaves, originally 375,000 silk leaves were attached on this tree, and now there's over 250,000 plastic polymer leaves to hold the colour for longer and don't fade, because remember, The Hobbit in the timeline was 60 years before The Lord of the Rings, so the tree needed to look 60 years newer. The branch and the trunk is made out of steel, fiberglass, expanding foam and steel. It looks that real today, that real birds nest in that tree. That is a real looking tree.
It's a real looking, but it's not a real tree.
Yeah,
That's
be
what
careful,
you
don't say not real. Yes, a real looking tree. Yeah, so it's made for effect. And if you watch it, it all sort of moves together.
Wow, nice. I wouldn't tell if it's a fake tree. So
Oh, don't say fake, don't say real looking, no, you're right, you can. But yes, this is a fake tree. Now the only thing original that's left from the filming of The Lord of the Rings are these steps. They're the only thing that's left because Bag End was rebuilt bigger. Okay, now when they filmed on the outside, 7 minutes was all here. So does anyone know where they filmed the inside of the Hobbit houses?
Wellington?
Wellington. In Stone Street Studios, which was an old dairy company, transferred into a studio for The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. But they did shoot Gandalf here. But older Bilbo, remember older Bilbo? He was also shot in Wellington because he never came to this family farm. He couldn't travel due to a private illness in The Hobbit, and for The Lord of the Rings, he was on different business requirements in the UK, so they flew him to Wellington. So they had all this built in Wellington as well. But where we think it was filmed, outside here, they were smoking, remember? Gandalf smoked what shape? Gandalf.
Ship.
A ship. Now what did Bilbo smoke?
Circle.
A circle or a ring to prepare for the birthday party. Now this might be a new fact. To match the English countryside, they even had the sun setting over there. Did Stevie say that one? Yeah, so they filmed the sunset going down over there, but it was actually the sunrise coming up, and then Sir Peter Jackson hits rewind to reflect the English countryside because the sunset's over there in New Zealand. And then for the Hobbit, Gandalf comes down this path and he says to young Bilbo, well, young Bilbo goes, "Good morning." And then Gandalf goes, "What do you mean? Are you wishing me a good morning? Is it a good morning to be on? Or is it in fact, I'm having a good morning?" Or all of the above. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Very handsome, I like that, I'll take that. And so younger Bilbo was here, and then Gandalf and him have a discussion, and then at the end of the discussion, young Bilbo goes, "Good morning." "Oh my god, I just got good morning by a took." And then he goes up the steps, goes in that door all the way to Wellington. When they film the dwarfs eating all the food, throwing the dishes around, that's what Bilbo Baggins hates. Okay, but never smashed anything. And then after very dark discussion about Smaug the dragon, Bilbo was like, "Shall I take on the dragon or shouldn't I? Baggins or took, Baggins or took?" And he decides, no deal. But the next morning he wakes up and goes, "No, hang on, I want to go on an adventure." So he signs Thorin's contract, runs out here, runs down the hill, through the dell, jumps over a pumpkin, real looking, runs past Leroy the pig, and out the stone cutting, I'm going on an adventure. So that all started here. Now, even Bilbo, when he was running out of the Shire, younger Bilbo, had a stunt double in case he hurt his ankle running down the hill. Did she tell you that one? Okay, cool. So all the hobbits also had stunt doubles. And the person that directed that movement was Andy Serkis. Gollum. Cool. Right, so that is Bag End. We're all going to take a picture, then we're going to go to the seats at the bottom of the hill. Thank you for listening. See above the window frame? Hopefully Stevie pointed this out. See, there's a leaf in the window frame. That's the leaf of Lorien. You know the green brooch that all the hobbits wear in the Lord of the Rings? That means they're part of the Fellowship, the brooch. That's all carved into that window. Now this window here and this garden are very important because this is where Samwise Gamgee was doing some night gardening when Frodo and Gandalf were talking about the ring. And Gandalf heard him, reaches out this window to this garden, then pulls him all the way to Wellington, where it continues. It's a very famous window. Right, follow me everybody. Oh, look at this. Loving this. Beautiful, look at this. I'm drying out. Booted out of the boxing match.
Why?
Tried to destroy the ring. You know what the oldest animal in Middle Earth is? It's a cow. You want to know why?
Why?
Still in black and white. Cool, you like that? You know where hobbits go to ride horses? To the Frodeo. I've got heaps of them. Hey look, these guys, we're that popular that we're trying to adopt them. Right, is everyone all good? Nice. Now what's coming up next? We have the party field, the Hobbit house, and the beer. Cider, coffee, tea. Okay? Right, now when we get to the Green Dragon, there is also food available. Try the beef and ale pie. Es magnifique, es bueno, es beautiful. You've also got a sweet potato pie, the kumara pie, vegetarian. Try that. You've also got muffins, scones, sandwiches and biscuits. Okay, right. We're going to head down to the party field, have a quick stop at the cheesemakers. Whoa! There's your free drink. Yes. Anyone want a free drink?
I'll go for it.
Yeah, it's all good. It does put hair on your feet.
Sweet.
Tastes like Coca-Cola. Even have a look at the florists. If you want a picture, I can take your pepperad. Guys, Gamgee and Rosie Cotton's house. We will pass this a second time. But you know, it was they shot this scene of the Return of the King when Samwise is walking up to that gate in 2000, and it didn't air till 2004. So they had to wait 4 years. So there was a baby, so they were a baby to 4 years old, a 4-year-old to an 8-year-old. So when Samwise comes up, remember Rosie Cotton comes out of that door, she's holding a baby, and there was a daughter. Now Stevie, hopefully she said this one. But when they were filming, the 4-year-old was actually Samwise Gamgee's real life daughter. Okay, you heard that story? And every time she run out to Dad, it's like, Daddy, Daddy. And then Sir Peter Jackson goes, shh, no noise, just run out. So I open the door again, action, Daddy, Daddy. And about the 8th or 9th time, I was like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll just put music over the top. Did she say that story?
No.
Oh, cool. Okay, so because it was Samwise was her dad. And then the baby was Rosie Cotton's real life daughter. Okay? And she was obviously baby, then 4. Now with the baby, even though it was a girl, Sir Peter Jackson goes, right, we need a Frodo named after his best mate for the film. So they quickly put a blue hat on the girl baby. Cool, right, okay guys. Thank you for listening. Let's head to Gaffer Gamgee's and then the cheese man. See, they've both got yellow doors. I think he knows where the best apple tree is as well. Have you got any questions? Or are you happy just wandering around the Shire? There's not all those that wander are lost, okay? Right, now just here, this is the cheese makers. Now all this cheese was made in Brie. Which is a border of the Shire, but also a type of cheese. Whoa, it's real looking. Was there a Jack in the Box there? Okay. Oh, now you can look in the pantry. You can look in the pantry, Chief. Thing matches the size of Hobbit house that it's by. So bigger clothing at Bag End, smaller clothing on these Hobbit houses, all done for effect. Now the chimneys aren't going today, but all the chimneys, apart from 2 real fires here, are modified wood burners with wood chips added every morning so they smoke out. During filming they had 47 chimneys, but they couldn't pick up the smoke on the camera lens, so they actually had oil burners, so the smoke was thicker. Now, here's a question for you. See how much you've learnt around all the film trickery. See this path going through the grass? Before the filming of The Lord of the Rings, what did Sir Peter Jackson use, something special, to form those paths? Sheep, good, thank you for falling for that. It wasn't sheep, but it was actually the workers here at Hobbiton that were building the movie set. So they had to construct the Hobbit houses, the clothing, the chimneys, and after they've followed that path over many times, even today we have to follow the same path. It looks like hobbits have lived in this land for a long time. So part 1 was to build the Hobbiton movie set. Then, once they did it, they let it grow for a while, until it was at a stage where they could film, so it looked like hobbits had been living in this hill for a long time. And then it was all pulled down and done again. The New Zealand Army also helped moving some of the dirt. Right, all good? Shall we march on, everybody, to the party field? Let's go. It looks like Eden Park, Benji. Yeah, it looks good, bro. Might have to get South Africa All Blacks playing on that strip. Yeah. Should put some little rugby play hobbits in there, boy. Goalposts, hey, where's the goalpost? We had that once. Oh, yeah. Now, the party scene took 4 nights and 3 days to film. The party scene, 111st birthday of Bilbobaggins. They needed the party tree. So there were 2 locations for the party scene. One here and another one in Wellington. Because older Bilbo was never on this family farm. Okay, so what they did is they cut up another pine tree, sent that to Wellington. Also the hedges, sent that to Wellington to set up the same backdrop. And even they had the green hills in the background. Now, when it was shot in Wellington, we only saw to the bottom third of that tree. When you've seen the middle third and the top third, that was all here. Now, that tree is over 100 years old. It's been officially aged as when Tolkien started to write The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit in the books, because he fought in World War I, got out of that and started to write. So it's as old as The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit trilogies in the books, which is pretty cool. Okay, now originally this was a swampy marsh. New Zealand Army came in, dug a big trench right down the middle to drain all the water to get the party field perfect for a party scene. Now if you have a party for 4 nights and 3 days and you've got 144 background extras, you've got some adults, right? So for a party scene, or a party, what do you feed adults to keep in party mood?
Beer.
Beer, yep. Beer and alcohol. So they made a special brew, 1% alcoholic milk stout brew, and called it a sober ring thought. Now, the adults could help themselves to as much alcohol as they liked. They got fed at base camp, but they were quite surprised, all the hobbits, because they woke up and there were no side effects. They're like, whoa, I feel really good. So they didn't actually tell them it was 1% alcohol until after the filming. Pretty cool, eh? Now, for the kids that were running around, obviously we can't feed them alcohol. So what did they feed the kids?
Sugar.
Yep, sugar, yeah. They would have probably fed them milk as well. But they fed them sugar, lollies and fizzy drink, heaps of them. And they provided games and storytelling. And one of the stories we've seen in the Fellowship of the Ring was Bilbo was telling a story to the kids about the trolls that turned to stone. Now, they were Sir Peter Jackson and Fran Walsh's real-life kids. So it's a real family affair. Now, if you auditioned to be a hobbit in The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, if you were 5'5" and below, slightly round, big smile, heaps of hair, then you were probably selected. And sometimes if you brought your parent or your grandparent along, they were included in the film because they needed a whole family of hobbits. And if you were selected and you had kids, they were also hobbit children. So it was a big family affair. So when they shot the party scene here, were there real fireworks?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were, over the Green Dragon. So they went off over the Green Dragon. The Alexander family that owned 50% of the Hobbiton movie set business, as well as Sir Peter Jackson's family company, Wingnut Production, and the other 50, they were allowed to sit on top of the hill and watch what was going on this party field. So they had real fireworks. And then when night fell, like completely, they looked at all these hobbits on this field having a great time, and then suddenly a tractor comes through the middle of this field with a light on top of it. New story?
Yeah.
Good. And they drove a tractor through the field, light on the top, and all these hobbits going, oh my god, it's a dragon! And then Bilbo goes, don't be silly, dragons haven't been seen in these parts for 1,000 years in Wellington. But all the hobbits were running away from a tractor, and the Alexander family, because they weren't allowed to say anything while the filming was going on. It was all secret. If they told people, then they would have just pulled plug and gone somewhere else. And they had to wait until the Fellowship of the Ring came out to see what went on. And in the movie, there was a big dragon out there, which was computer generated. So that was added up there while they're all running away from the tractor that was taken away in the movie. And they're, oh my god, it's a dragon firework. So that was added right here. Okay? But the Alexanders had to wait until the Fellowship of the Ring came out to see what actually happened on this field. Okay? Cool. Now, we are going to walk along the path past Samwise Gamgee's house, where our adventure will continue. We're getting closer to the beer and the cider and the non-alcoholic ginger beer. Right, follow me. All right, Pikachu? Samwise Gamgee's house. Number 3 Bagshot Road, Samwise Gamgee. Now, do you know how Tolkien got the idea for Samwise Gamgee's character? Okay, so you know?
Was it from the war?
It was from the war. So if you can imagine Frodo in World War I, the Battle of the Somme, Frodo being the commanding officer, and Samwise, the soldier. And so Frodo would be like, right, go over the top, bing, 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 bing. He would do anything for his Frodo. Okay? So that's how he got the idea of Frodo and Samwise. Okay? It was the commanding officer and the soldier in the Battle of the Somme. So Tolkien, his life experience was actually reflected through The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, that everyone goes into dark spaces and then hopefully will come out at the end of it. So it was a big life lesson to all of us. Okay? Now, you know, he also had like a book group that studied literature, and another person that was in his book club was C.S. Lewis. What did he write?
Wasn't that
The Lion, the Witch, and the Chronicles of Narnia?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he wrote the Chronicles of Narnia. So they were all in the same group. But then they had a whole group, but then after World War I, the group got more or less abolished or destroyed because of World War I. Okay, right, we are now going to head down to the Hobbit houses, where you get to choose whether you go through the green door or the red door. Today we're only going to choose one. You are going to go through one of the Hobbit houses, but I'm going to give you a little bit of information on which one to choose. You can choose to keep your family together, or you can split up your family and compare pictures later. Okay, more down the path. Strollers through when you go. Proud foot family or proud feet, we're not going to go through right yet. I'm going to open that gate. Just waiting. You're just waiting. Okay, just wait for me. I'm going to be your tour guide. Okay, and there'll be another tour guide in here. We've got some training tour guides down here. That's all right. Hold on. Another tour guide will come out of the red door to take you through. You get to choose today. You're only going to go through one, as mentioned. 83% to human scale, these doors. So if you're 5'5" and below, comfortably walk through Hobbiton door. Now, if you have to duck, wizard, Gandalf. Thou shall pass today. Okay? Now, this is an interactive experience. So, if you see a prop, you can interact with it as long as it moves. If it moves the first time, it'll move the second time. If you're like a chainsaw, probably just leave it the second time. Okay? You can play musical instruments, because all Hobbit houses, they love music. And you'll even hear some music playing when you enter. But if you hear the cuckoo, that's time. That it's time to go through to the next level or the next room. Okay? Now, families of 6 hobbits live in both houses. 1 grandparent, 2 parents, and 3 kids. Now, remember how I got you to spot the different jobs of the families? What do these hobbits do for a job? Beekeepers and making drinks. Scrumptious, dairy, alcoholic drink. What about this house?
Florist.
Making baskets.
We'll go with florist too, nice. So all hobbits love gardens and flowers, but basket weaving and medicinal products. Okay, that doesn't mean the finest pipeweed in all of the Shire, okay, but you may see a smoking pipe. Now, if you see a bathtub, can you get in it? Yes, you can, as long as you can get out. Okay, can you sit on the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, is it real or real looking?
Real look.
Real looking. Can you read the Hobbit newspaper while sitting there? Yeah, there's a Hobbit. Who are you? Okay, cool. If you see a couch or a chair, can you sit in them for a picture?
Yeah.
Yes. Who can be your photographer?
You.
Yeah, or the other tour guide. I can't be there at 2 places at once. Okay, but remember it's a Hobbit couch, so you've got to do a power squat. Okay, because you've got to go lower than normal, remember? 3'4", 4'3" if you're a scale double, or 5'5" and below. Okay, so part 1 will be for 8 minutes. Frodo's and all of Middle Earth. Right, Laurie, they're all yours.
Very good.
Right, you guys going that way.
Alright folks, welcome.
Go in here.
You go first.
Kia ora, guys. Look at this little thing here. You guys big into bands or stuff like that? Pearl Jam wise. Band's new look.
That's hilarious.
Pearl Jam.
Nice.
My dad's gonna love that.
Where are you guys from? China. We're in China. Ni hao. Ni hao.
Wow, Jesus.
Oh my,
They got good water pressure.
that's cool. That's so cool.
James does it a lot, eh? He does the bird noises. Your guide. Oh, it lines up good. Can you just check the flight? I think someone put it on the flight.
On the breeze.
Oh, this flight's not. I think someone put it on the She's gonna get the year. New suite. Where should I hide it? Where should I hide it? Is this your tissue? Did you drop this tissue?
Fried perch, dough cake.
Diced brown bread.
See, lots of cool things, eh? I guess used to be like stuck, like
Yeah, that's
used to be stuck like this. But because people kept on trying to rip the page.
I could see.
Yeah, so we just added, and people have started to rip the page even more. But it's just a normal book underneath. Look, it's just a normal book. You put your hand on the stove, on those circles.
I'll do it.
No, not that side, the other side.
Ooh.
Put it right on the. Yeah, it's not gonna burn you. Yeah, it's nice and heated. Keeps your hands nice and heated.
Nice.
You guys seen on this one? Look here, the heights of the hobbits. So if you look here.
That's so cool.
And it is a real cabbage too.
Oh wow.
You can take a bite out of it if you want.
Oh yeah?
It is a real cabbage.
Real. It's not real looking, it's actually real.
Yeah.
so cool.
The Green Dragon, did you all bring your togs?
Oh yeah.
Okay, excellent, cool. Right, we are going to exit stage right very shortly. Now, we've talked about the food available down there. If you feel like a vapour of smoke, to the far left-hand side there is a smoking area. We've put all the cows there, all the sheep there on purpose for you. Concrete on blocks.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so half is, so these on the top artificial. And if I was to fall in that lake, it only goes up to about there. It's got,
does it really?
got a waratahs and like metal sticking out. And people get on the side of it. And so this water runs out of a spring below that tree. And in the 1970s they dammed it to make a duck pond.
Oh, okay.
And then he flies over and goes, oh, perfect.
It is perfect.
And you can see why they chose this place.
Yes.
And then you've got a real looking blacksmiths in here. If you missed that last.
Chocolate muffins, but caramel is everything combined in there.
Thank you guys so much for watching my video from when we went to New Zealand. It would mean the world if you could like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.